Hey everybody, we are live. Happy 4th of July for anybody who is excited about fireworks or food or whatever kind of things you might be doing today. So we're live for Smackdown tonight. Although Smackdown isn't live, it was taped on Monday. And so if you were with me Tuesday for NXT, you might have remembered a little game we played. It's called Watch the Uploaded Live Stream on Netflix and pause at commercial breaks. We're going to have to do that again tonight because USA doesn't play well on its own birthday, mind you, which is really rude if you think about it. But we're live. Solo is showing up at the arena, and Jacob is not happy. He is wrecking shop in this parking lot. And oh no, I thought he was about to drag Solo right out of his SUV. Well, I got to respect Jacob for not wasting any time. Yeah, by the way, some of you guys have been uploaded. Sorry, you haven't been uploaded. I don't have that kind of power. Some of you guys have been upgraded to mod status. So in the spirit that today is a spoiler possible show, I'm going to need your help in case we get anybody who's out of pocket in the comments tonight. So anybody you see spoiling, silence them immediately, virtually speaking. No, don't go to their house or anything. So, all right, we're starting off the show. We start off the show with Jacob attacking Solo and the new bloodline in the parking lot. And Cody is coming out to open the show, our King of the Ring. So curious what he has to say. We do know that as we saw Io Sky pick her opponent for Evolution and Rhea Ripley, we're also going to be seeing Tiffany Stratton pick her opponent for Evolution tonight as well. So we'll see how all that goes. Sophie, was that announced on Impact this week that Masha is going to be taking on, I guess, the NXT champion at the next TNA show? And that'll be where Trick and Joe and Santana are having that three-way as well. Yes, congratulations, Sophie and George and Dulcie. I think all you guys are mods now, and Justin as well. Okay, so it's going to be title versus title. Okay, well, I do think it would be far more interesting for Jordan to have a bit of a homecoming. Could you imagine Jordan Grace not winning one world title but two this year? That would make up for all the predictions I got wrong. I'll tell you that. If we did Jordan versus Masha and Jordan became NXT and TNA champion at the same time, would be pretty wild. And also, JC Jane as a double champion, could you imagine? That would melt down the very small corner that we have of things. I'll tell you what's interesting, though, as I'm watching the recap from Night of Champions here, it's showing Cody beating Randy at Night of Champions. Netflix brought up a skip recap button, which is actually kind of nice. You can skip through those. So, yeah, that's very intriguing. So, if you, I don't know what we'll get from there. But we've got it etched in graphics now. John Cena versus Cody Rhodes. Peacemaker versus Guile for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam, which is still a month away now. So now that we've got that settled. Cody carrying the crown. I suppose it would look silly for him to wear it, first of all, on the 4th of July. And secondly, with the rest of that suit. That's just not a good thing. Not a good look. George, I'm watching it on Netflix, so I use a VPN. With a VPN, you can watch all WWE content on Netflix internationally. I tried to go through with the USA app tonight so I could be on rhythm with the commercial breaks, but it's not happening. So the USA wasn't playing well with me today. I guess it was too drunk already on, hot dogs and stuff. So I went ahead and moved over to Netflix. Oh man, Cody trying to out Cena already by bringing some heartwarming attention to I think I said a pediatric cancer doctor in the crowd. I mean, you can't heal on that guy unless maybe you're mid-90s ECW. Cody the Greater Cena. Yes, absolutely. Thank goodness they're in Pittsburgh and not Philly. Philly would have found a way. I like the piece of myself in Columbus, Ohio, fighting Jey Uso. Just on with this. I left a piece of myself in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, wrestling my mentor Randy Orton. I don't know what that means, Sophie. I mean, Cody could still do his filming for Street Fighter and just be off TV or do promos, you know? Cody naming off some great kings of the past. How's everybody's fourth been going so far today? You guys doing anything to celebrate the holiday? Anything to relax? Anything to not be stressed out about? Oh, Randy's here. Which, by the way, if none of you have seen Randy's episode of Stephanie McMahon's podcast that just dropped this week, you owe it to yourself to check it out. He really opens up quite a bit about some of the things he's dealt with over the past few years, admitted to suffering from panic attacks and stuff during his most recent return. And so I don't know, there's just a lot of healthy discussion from the Viper of all people. A really cool interview. So you guys should check that out in your spare time if you haven't. So yeah, we're keeping spoilers out of the chat tonight. So if you guys see anybody not abiding by that, you have my full permission and encouragement to eliminate them from the chat. So we've only got 2 hours tonight. And so, right, JR? Yeah, I haven't seen the whole thing. Anthony, hey, man, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. Glad you're here. JR, I just saw a couple of clips from it. I haven't watched the whole thing yet. But, man, yeah, Randy's I really appreciate that for all of the maybe stupid decisions Randy might have made in his younger days, that he came through it clean and really has gained a lot of perspective. And he really is sort of the big brother of the locker room and stuff now, and has a lot of wisdom and a lot of perspective. And I really appreciate that out of him. I know the Hardys aren't with WWE now, but like the same for Jeff Hardy too. At the times he speaks. Justin, I did see a clip of that today. Dark State attacked Matt Cardona in TNA. After on Tuesday, we were just talking about how Dark State's not really doing much anymore in NXT. I just gotta wonder. They said on Tuesday too, you don't know when we're gonna strike or where we're gonna strike. So they teed that up for us to show up in TNA. I really am wondering if Matt Cardona will make an appearance on NXT. That would be wild. It would have been a long time ago. I don't remember if I saw it or not, Sophie, of seeing Randy Orton on the Stone Cold podcast. I'm sure I did. I just don't remember it. I remember a little bit of it now that you mention it. Oh, but Randy didn't do whatever it took. He hesitated. Oh, they're advertising the Cena Idris Elba Amazon movie on the middle of the mat tonight. I don't see Dark State making an attack on the main roster as of yet. I just don't think they've built up enough of a name for themselves for that to matter. But one day, probably. Well, Sophie, not wanting Matt Cardona as in a main roster talent and him being on loan or making an appearance as an ambassador of TNA are two different things. And also, wrestling's a work, so he could be lying. Okay. Randy Orton putting over Cody, telling him he better go to SummerSlam and win. Wait a second. Drew McIntyre. He's Scottish. He's not celebrating the 4th of July. Of course he has time to be here. And he's been gone for a minute. Dirt Sheets, who know everything, said he was taking time off. Bored at work. Oh, he's got the tweet shirt. The bored at work. I love it. Can I see what's on the phone screen? I guess maybe it's just his logo. Love it. That's not a bad idea for a shirt, though. That's fantastic. It's a goat. Oh, okay. I can't tell. I'm not wearing my contacts tonight. Yeah, no, okay. Yeah. You may be right. I think you're right. You hang up. No, you hang up. You hang up. Shut up. I've missed Drew. It's interesting. The Saturday night's main event ad pops up behind Drew as soon as he starts talking. I would love to see if they've. I hope he gets booked for Atlanta. Sadly, he probably won't make the Evolution card, but Saturday night's main event could do something. All right. Well, Drew's here to stir the pot, of course. Cody here has been buttering you up for months, talking about your past relationship, how much he respects you. Drew's kind of doing a little Smackdown Karrion Kross thing, just stirring it up, you know. Oh, real quick. I don't really have any patriotic gear on tonight, but I'm very proud of my T-shirt. Any fans of Outcast may recognize the theme of this T-shirt. If not, maybe it's just before your time. But I'm a big fan of my shirt. Yeah, I'm sure AMB will probably want to do a reaction to this later. You know what? I'm very curious how the crowd will hold up tonight, knowing that they sat through Raw already and are watching SmackDown after that live Raw. So hopefully they keep the energy, because Monday's energy was great, minus them disrespecting Bayley and Lyra. Super Cody. Oh my. I want Cody Rhodes to be the next WWE champion. This is a match I want. This is as big as it gets. This is 20 years in the making. Parallel careers, different destinations. I want you to have that title so I can be the one to. Dude, I just have this bad feeling. One, that Cody may not beat Cena, and two, we're not going to get what Drew is saying, because I want this matchup so bad. Oh, well, Drew talked too much and walked right into an RKO, which is what happens if you talk at Randy for too long and take your eyes off him. So that happens. Cody and Randy still kind of eyeing each other, though. Did Drew's words ring true with either one of them? Okay. Well, Randy hits his RKO on Drew. Takes a long look at Cody. Twitches a little bit and leaves. But Drew is back, ladies and gentlemen, and he has incurred the wrath of Randy Orton and he's eyeing Cody Rhodes as well. So right back into the SmackDown main event scene. Hopefully there is space for him because I missed him for one. Earlier today, we see Charlotte Flair talking to Nick Aldis.
Let me guess. Tiffany has come to pick me for Evolution.
Not exactly. Tiffany still gets to choose her opponent tonight, but in the meantime, I have a different
They're going to put Charlotte in that tag match, aren't they?
team. Number one contenders match.
Oh.
Versus the Secret Service.
Oh. Wait a minute.
And if you win,
Oh. She's getting a qualifying match.
you get the title shot.
Okay, so Charlotte and a partner, which, come on, we all know who it's going to be. There she is. Alexa Bliss.
How many times do I have to? My God, Charlotte. I know. We're not friends. I don't want to be your friend. We should be tag partners. Lexi, you know this about me. I'm Charlotte Flair. I don't like to share the spotlight. Oh. I hate to break it to you, but you haven't been in the spotlight for a long time. You mind if we talk?
Alexa being kind of the harsh voice of reason here to Charlotte.
You don't know what's best for you. She let me do my job. And let's be honest. Really think Tiffany's picking you tonight?
Do you want gold in Evolution or not? Fine. Fine.
Great. Good luck.
Just don't get in my way.
It's kind of like Charlotte, whose entire character arc in WWE has been she's the champion or she's fighting the champion. It's like she's kind of being, it's like they're kind of staging a title intervention for her in a way, which is weird, but because it's wrestling, it works. So, okay. Triple threat women's tag team match. The winner will represent SmackDown at Evolution in that fatal four-way women's tag team title match. So currently we have Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez as the tag team champions, and they will be facing either the Secret Service, Michin and B-Fab, or Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. Who do you have in this tag team match? I gotta say, it absolutely feels like it feels like Charlotte and Alexa's match to lose. Are we on? Thank you, Sophie. I didn't even forget. Once I realized I was already cutting to somebody walking backstage, I'm like, I missed a commercial. I have to stop. So, yeah. So we're right here. All right, we'll jump back in commercial. And yeah, all right. So here's a question for you guys. Before I started the stream tonight, my family and I were playing Phase 10. They're actually still playing it without me because I'm here with you guys. But nevertheless, what's your favorite card game? Do you have a favorite card game? And so yeah, George, a VPN stands for Virtual Private Network. It's a way for Mrs. Marked by Wrestling says Spades, which is a game I'm terrible at, by the way. So we don't play it, or at least not as partners in the house. Sophie's a fan of Uno. Okay. Uno is a great game. Happy 4th of July, Zach. So, Sophie, the reason Netflix does that is it's not live. So when Netflix is live, you experience this for Raw. They do show commercial breaks. And when NXT is live, they show commercial breaks. And when SmackDown is live on Netflix internationally, they also show commercial breaks. However, both NXT and SmackDown this week were taped, right? And what we're discovering about the WWE with Netflix is if there is a taped show, they don't air it like it's live, like it would normal broadcast television. They just upload it as a fully completed show, like they do with all their other content on Netflix. So, and I noticed this a couple of the nights where I left A&B's chat early for Raw, is that if you go back to watch Raw on Monday after the show is over, all the commercials are gone. So it just airs like any other show on Netflix. It's only when the show is live are there ads. So in that regard, it's pretty cool to be able to watch things on Netflix. The only sticking point is that now we have pre-taped episodes of a couple of shows, and so there's no commercials there. So trying to do a watch along when it's live through other means of watching TV, like the USA Network, for instance, then we have to kind of play the commercial game with each other. So, anyways, mods, friends, please let me know when we come back from commercial, and I will rejoin you on the stream. Yeah, so no, I don't think they'll tape SmackDown that often. It looks like, the only times they might, at first, they used to do it when they went to Saudi Arabia, but they're not doing it that way anymore now. They will air it live on Netflix, which has been nice. And I think it is just going to be holiday weeks and major holiday ones at that. So they'll probably do it for Christmas again, I imagine, between now and then. I don't think they'll do it for any other holidays because Thanksgiving is going to be like the week before Survivor Series, and so they probably won't. They probably will still go live for the Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving. George, I do have YouTube TV. YouTube TV is a great resource for TV. It can be a little pricey, but it has a lot of good features, especially if you watch sports. Because if you watch sports, you can have like 4 screens in the same box. If you're watching a major sporting organization like the NBA or the NFL or whatever, you can have multiple games going on at the same time. I'm a big fan of that during college football season. And yeah, so that's good. Anthony, big fan of Uno as well. George, big fan. Okay, we got a lot of Uno fans in the chat tonight. Okay, all right. Uno's a solid game. So we'll. Well, I think what they'll do, Sophie, is like they don't have to take a day off. What they do is they can just record it on a different day, or they can record 2 shows in the same night, and Netflix will still air it. So yeah, I tried to get my YouTube TV up, but of course I'm on the West Coast, so my YouTube TV won't play SmackDown until 8:00 local time tonight, and so the VPN stuff doesn't work on YouTube TV. I really am only finding any success with it on Netflix, which is fine because that works out well since WWE internationally still has access to all the main shows there. So, George, yes, it does have USA and CW. Yeah, so both of those are on YouTube TV. You do have to be CW can be tricky sometimes though, because if you're in a local market and that local market picks up like a sports team, like for instance, when I was back in Georgia, in the Atlanta area, sometimes Braves games would be on, and it could preempt NXT, things like that. So anyway, all right, back on. All right, let's go. I'm trying to bring it back on. Sorry, my screen timed out, which was no good. All right, I see Drew walking.
So exactly what happened. A big backboard's a faded Randy Orton. He struck first. Like one Randy Orton.
Okay, Drew's calling for Randy.
Randy Orton left the building. I'll tell you what. If you want Randy, you can have next.
Okay, Saturday night's main event: Drew McIntyre and Randy Orton. Here we go. Who's Drew C? Jacob. Drew and Jacob. Pittsburgh is stupid, man. They should be on fire for that.
Not to be attacking solo when it's home crew, especially cause. But listen, you want to fight about this tonight? You find yourself a partner. You can have 2 of them.
Okay, so Jacob needs a partner, and he can get two of the Timu bloodline in a tag match tonight. Hey, and there's Jimmy. Crowd pops for Jimmy. I don't love that they've kind of been reduced to just talking in sound bites and catchphrases, though. And by the way, Jimmy, yeet is not your word. Get your own word, Jimmy. Doesn't help. It doesn't matter that you're twins. We don't need two wrestlers saying yeet all the time. Meechin and BFAB did not get a visible entrance, which is always a bad sign. And now here comes Charlotte and Alexa. All right. Okay. Oh, you're in Louisville, George. Okay. Yeah. Well, then I bet you should be good to go then with YouTube TV. That is quite the robe from Charlotte. It's like somebody gutted a Fraggle Rock character and exploded it. But it's very peacockish. I'll give her that. Okay. So, Charlotte and Alexa, the Secret Hervis, or Meechin and BFAB. Let's leave our predictions here in the chat. I mean, to me, it feels like a pretty much I wouldn't say a formality, but it seems very strongly towards Charlotte and Alexa here. They're definitely the two biggest stars in this match. So, and also I think they would be a fun, more Phoenix than Peacock. That's fair. That's fair, Mrs. Well, George, I think Soul and Zarya, like, I mean, they're really the only pure tag team for the women in NXT right now. I mean, possibly Izzy and Tatum could work as well. But yeah, it's going to be one of those two teams. And those two teams, by the way, had a great match this past week, as we saw together on Tuesday. So yeah, I'm presuming that Charlotte and Alexa are going to win this. Sophie, I don't agree. I don't believe that at all. I don't think talent are unhappy with the build to Evolution. I think people who live online too much are unhappy with the build of Evolution because they're always looking for something to complain about. But Evolution doesn't actually, and this don't take this the wrong way. Evolution doesn't really need a build. Like, it is a one-off all women's PLE. And so the novelty of the show itself is the selling point. So that's one show where you can just be like, you know what? These are the matches we're going to do. And you can do title changes if you want, or if you don't want to. But I don't think the show's going to be bad. I think the show's going to be great. And it's not WrestleMania. It's not SummerSlam. It's not the Survivor Series. Like, they don't need to have long stories go into Evolution. That's where you could start stories. So anyways, that's just how I feel about it. There are not men on the Evolution poster either, Sophie. That was an advertisement for a meet and greet, like a little Fanatics Fest that's happening the weekend of Evolution. And yes, I believe Damian Priest and Jey Uso or Jimmy Uso or whatever, they are appearing alongside a lot of the women who are in Evolution. They are absolutely putting in work, George. And I mean, that's why I know it's going to be a great show, because they are taking, that is going to be Evolution. You want to pay close attention to that show, because we already talk about statistically, like, how few women's matches get on the big PLEs, right? And we talk about that with that 5-match structure they do on PLEs. So the thing about that is, with Evolution being an all-women show, that's going to be like a big audition for some of these women to go out there, try to steal the show, and try to make a big impression to get more airtime. Now that SmackDown's coming down to 2 hours, you've only got 2 hours on NXT. You've only got 2 hours with Raw. Oh, wow, there's a Superman logo on the SmackDown mat. Superman also sponsored Dynamite this week. That's interesting. I'm very excited for Superman, by the way. I can't wait to watch that next week. So it's going to be great. Commercial. Yeah, we're coming off. It's time for the dive to the outside commercial break. Man, Alba jumping off the top. I didn't, I mean, I'm not surprised, and I'm happy to see it, but I didn't even really notice that Chelsea came out there with a Secret Hervis. Love it when the main character, so to speak, shows up to be there with the backup. You know, back in the Four Horsemen days, you rarely saw Ric Flair come out and back up Arn and Tully. But you know, it's great when the head of the faction comes out to support the henchmen, so to speak. Sean Swady, good to see you, man. I'm doing great, man. How are you doing? That's true. Sometimes the commercials don't last super long, which is nice. Sounds like WWE will be going to Saudi Arabia for the Rumble pay-per-view in May and November. That makes sense because they'll have the Rumble in January or February, you know, depending on how the calendar shakes out. The May show will be after WrestleMania, so that will probably be King and Queen of the Ring. And November is likely to be Crown Jewel. Crown Jewel, traditionally a Saudi show, although it's going to be in Australia this year. So unless they call it something else, we'll see. You heard that Isla Dawn could be in AEW. Listen, I loved Isla Dawn, but I'm surprised that they're saying she might come to AEW because I thought she was really good. No, absolutely not. They're not getting Survivor Series and Royal Rumble in the same year. There's 100% no way that's happening. Yeah, I mean, I think Ali Dawn's really good. I mean, I was sad that she was one of the ones who got cut, but I guess I'm just surprised because AEW keeps talking about how we're not going to take WWE's leftovers and you have to prove that you're worth, making it here before we'll sign you, all this kind of snooty talk. And not that Isla Dawn isn't good. She is, but like she was never utilized as like a top talent, before she left. She was in that tag team with Alba Fire for a while and they had that tag team reign. But so I guess I'm just surprised about that. That's it's interesting. Sean said something about Christopher Reeve. You're a fan of the Christopher Reeve Superman, even though it came out a little before he was born. Those are the ones who grew up watching. Yeah. You know what? I actually grew up watching the worst Superman, Superman 4 Quest for Peace. And it's by far the worst one, but I loved it because that was the Superman I had, Now, Christopher Reeve is arguably the best Superman ever. But I'm very much looking forward to James Gunn's, take on it. So I'm looking forward to it. Justin's wondering if we get Truth and Aleister Black or Damian Priest, Aleister Black at SummerSlam or Saturday Night's Main Event. I think if we don't, Justin, I think we'll get it here on SmackDown soon. That seems to be the way we're going, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Aleister Black maybe versus Damian Priest at SummerSlam because it seems like they're tracking towards Black and Priest on a collision course with each other over R-Truth, So I could see that being the SummerSlam match. And I think that could be a sleeper match too. Yeah, George, I'm not sure how well Isla Dawn will be there. So let's see. Yeah, Sean, you're absolutely right. Superman 2 was the best Christopher Reeve Superman, and Superman 4 was the worst one. Like it had spliced and reused footage. The story was kind of weird. It's just the one that I had in my house taped on VHS. So, George, where did this news get broken? Did I miss it on the broadcast, or is it being spoiled somewhere? Brandon, hey Brandon, how you doing? Stephen, what is your reaction to the NXT Women's Champion taking on Masha Slamovich at Slammiversary after Evolution with both titles on the line? We talked about this very early on. Okay, I see Alexa going for the Sister Abigail, but Michin comes in and breaks it up. It's nice to see Michin and BFAB like on the same page as far as gear. Destroyer from Alba Fire. Joe Testator's in his bag tonight, man. Is that a choke slam or a rock bottom from BFAB? But here comes Piper. Anyway, very excited about this possibility. Really hope that it's Jordan Grace who goes there to take on Masha. somebody posted it on Instagram, like WWE posted it on Instagram, or just some dude who's fantasy booking. That's what I want to know. Anyway. Okay. Piper. Oh man. They had quite a tandem move here planned up, but nope, here comes Charlotte. And Charlotte spears Piper Niven. That was one of the most unconvincing spears. Not the most. I've seen far more unconvincing ones, but yeah. Let's see. And now Charlotte headed up for a moonsault. She tapped Alexa on the head, but that was a tag. Double moonsault, but he's not going to count it because she's not the legal woman. Oh, man. Charlotte just boots Chelsea in the face. Twisted bliss from Alexa. 1, 2, and it's elementary there. I wouldn't be mad if it's JC Jane. I just think Jordan Grace would be the better match. That's all. I'm not going to crash out over JC Jane still being champion if she goes to TNA. I don't care as much about TNA. Oh, look at that. Charlotte. Did anybody find Charlotte's hug a little unconvincing? Okay. They kind of have a big sister, little sister dynamic going right now. So I'm here for it. Hopefully some of Alexa's personality rubs off on Charlotte, though. I want Charlotte to be more fleshed out as a character really badly. She's getting there. Alexa curtsies to the queen. Charlotte's smiling. Okay, here's the tag team division. Why is Montez wearing a cowboy hat? Can they coexist? Well, actually, no. Charlotte won't be a Grand Slam champion because now she's got mid-card titles she has to win. Fraxium versus Andrade and Rey Fenix tonight. Okay. That'll be fun. Wow. Okay. So we're getting an 8-man tag tonight with the Wyatts against one member of each remaining tag team in the tag division. So it's interesting. I love how Johnny Gargano is trying to be like the locker room leader for the tag division, and like nobody's buying it. It's a lot of fun. Oh, and that's happening now. The Wyatts are coming out now. Okay. Like we both agreed on. Yeah, Sean, absolutely. Well, you know what? If Zaruka is going to end up being the tag team from NXT, I think they're going to have the best shot at bringing those to NXT. So, like, I think that's going to be a real sleeper match. But with Charlotte and Alexa being one of those teams, unless they're playing the can they coexist card with that team, it's going to be hard to bet against them. And the way Charlotte was behaving in the match afterwards, it seems like she's already cool. Yeah, we'll see. But we've got the Fireflies en masse here in the arena, and the Wyatts still awaiting their arrival. I wouldn't say Johnny played a role like this. I mean, when he was doing the way, it was kind of like that. DIY Johnny wasn't like this at all. It should so it looks like it's Berto, Johnny, Montez, and I can't tell which one is Motor City Machine Gun. But I think it's Sabin. I'm not sure. But anyways, yeah, that should be a crime to go to commercial during the Wyatt 6 entrance. So I mean, Georgia, it looks like they're building towards the Wyatts getting a tag title shot that, you know, the rest of the division is not going to be able to escape or cause a disqualification on or anything like that. You know what I mean? So we'll see where it comes, what it comes to in that. So, yeah, well, I think part of the reason Charlotte failed as a face was because they turned Becky heel when she was really hot with the crowd. So everyone just went with Becky. That was the last time I remember Charlotte trying to be face. With Uncle, all right, JR asks Steven, with Uncle Howdy's character, do you think he'll get a singles run? Oh, that's a good question. I mean, here's the thing is that all the other guys in the Wyatts seem like tag guys. So Gacy and Dexter Loomis and Rowan. I mean, Rowan a little less so at this point. It seems like they've been placing, like they've been placing Gacy and Loomis as the tag team. Howdy as kind of the leader. Nikki Cross, or Sister Abigail, I don't know what they're calling her, as just kind of being there, and Rowan just kind of being the muscle. And so I'm sure once they have, this is one thing I'll say positively about how they're booking the Wyatt 6 now, is they're not just casually throwing them into things at this point. Now, not every storyline they're in has to be dozens of promos and QR codes and all this other stuff. But it does seem like they are patient enough to only use the Wyatts if they actually have a purpose behind what they're doing. And them causing sort of fear and panic within the SmackDown tag division is good. So I think that they probably will eventually do something with Uncle Howdy if they have a reason to use him as a singles character. But I don't think they will just casually throw him out on Raw like they do with Rusev, or like they do with, I mean Raw, but on SmackDown, but like they do on Raw with like Chad Gable, or had been doing before he got the El Grande Americano thing going, allegedly. And then, you know, I think Rusev and Sheamus are probably good examples of what I think they won't do with Uncle Howdy. I think Uncle Howdy is only going to be used in matches to actually to be used with purpose. Eric does need a big electronic smiter. That would be hilarious. All right. Okay. One of these days, the Judgment Day will end. Either that, or they'll last longer than cockroaches and Twinkies. I don't know. But anyway, recap from last Friday when the tag division just broke down against the Wyatts, and the Wyatts started trying to take everybody out. But I don't think we see the end of the Judgment Day until after Liv Morgan returns at a minimum. Okay, so we have all four men from the Wyatts. All right, so make your picks, Wyatts or the SmackDown Tag Division. I'm definitely going with the Wyatts in this match. Don't see any reason for them to need to lose. Man, okay, Berto. I forgot how smooth Humberto Carrillo is. Why, it's okay. So do you think the Wyatt Six would attack Solo's bloodline at some point? Sophie, that's an excellent question. I think that's very smart, consistent booking with who the Wyatts are. Is they started off, man, Berto was just so clean, dude. Like, anyway, but he's not really making much of an impression. Nevertheless, I think absolutely the Wyatt should go after Solo Sikoa and his bloodline because totally fits the MO of who the Wyatts are. Like Solo Sikoa specifically does not have a good grasp on what it means to be family, what it means to be a group, what it means to be a team. He so casually discarded other people. But yeah, I think attacking Solo's bloodline would be way better than taking Roman's bloodline. Because Roman's betrayal and stuff is a story that gets told a different way. Solo's absolutely could come to reckon with the Wyatt. Solo himself specifically, by the way. Okay, we're standing 4-on-4 in the middle of the ring. And here we go. Breakdown, lots of punches, a lot of hands being thrown. George says, I booked the end of the Judgment Day. Liv Morgan returns, confronts Dom and Raquel, and Finn just stand there with a grin on his face, and we know that Finn started this. Yeah, I mean, I think so. I think that's fair. Yeah, there really wasn't there wasn't really a story with Judgment Day and the Wyatts, unfortunately. Uh-oh, Rowan just said, what are you doing? And threw him right into Loomis's super kick. Man. Okay, you guys have another commercial break? Let me just check with you guys. Any commercial breaks for you guys? Let's see. My goodness. Yeah, well, taped episodes of Smackdown were always prone to a fair amount of editing, whether it be voiceovers, doing, play-by-play, or, redoing promos or spots or whatever. Yeah, the keycard thing died as soon as it happened. They never came back to that. I just want to confirm, are you guys on commercial or is it still happening? Sophie, it doesn't bother me that for Evolution, the women's champions are choosing their opponents. It doesn't bother me at all. I do wish, though, that, and maybe they did this on Twitter or something, but I do wish they would have made an announcement that was going to happen. Like the general managers or whatever could have just said that, it would have been fine. Be like, because, Evolution is, special, we're just going to out of respect, for the champions, that we will let them choose their opponents for Evolution. So, yeah, it happening without actually without there being sort of a documented announcement that that's how it was going to happen is a little weird. But I do wish that they had done that. But the actual act of it doesn't bother me one bit. Teflon Don, you're I see you say cooking all day. You know what that means. You got to share your menu with the chat. I need to know what you've been cooking. We need to smell what the Mod Father's cooking in here. So you got to share it. Drop that in here. Drop that in there for all of us to be jealous of what it is you've been cooking up today for the 4th. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. We're almost halfway done with the show, which is pretty wild. We have not dealt with that. And so far, I will say this. I want to pay closer attention to keeping track of whose stories are getting left behind tonight, because we're cutting an hour out of the show then somebody's going to get left behind. So far I know we're getting Tiffany on the show, so we haven't gotten there yet. But no word real, and we're supposed to be hearing from Jade too, since she's Queen of the Ring. It would stand to make sense for us to see or hear from Naomi as well. And then I'm trying to think of who else. We've already seen Solo at the beginning of the show, but we haven't seen Julia or, Zelina Vega, either one of them yet, or heard about them yet either. So I'm trying to think. And of course, Cena, I mean, we saw a recap of Night of Champions, but nothing on Cena. So there's that. So the missus here showing our 4th of July menu. Mediterranean chicken burgers with roasted red pepper and a side of dill potato salad and summer squash. Just, keeping it delicious in our house. That's what we do. So, yes, indeed. You think they edited some of the chants when they're in Saudi Arabia? It's very possible that they would do that. All right, back in action here. Again, it's a 4-on-4. With the Wyatt 6 and a representative from every other remaining SmackDown Tag Division team. So far, so good. We also had a return from Drew McIntyre tonight as well, who will be facing Randy Orton on Saturday night's main event, and also made his target for what do you want to call it? On Cody Rhodes as well. So he's going to be chasing Cody Rhodes. You got it, George. Let me go back and find your comment. Oh, here we go. Marked by Wrestling, the greatest YouTube channel of all time. Tell me when I'm telling lies, and I'm not. George, that's high praise. Thank you so much. Everybody hit the go to sleep on that like button if you hadn't already. Just set off your thumbs ups of freedom today on our channel, on our video, so we can keep things going. And if anybody's wanting to support the channel while we are climbing to our membership status, our super chat status, you can do so here below. I'll leave that up for the rest of the match, and then we'll be going there. So let's see. All right, Modfather. Oh, you're talking my language, dude. Ribs, brisket. Tell me you got family over, man, or else we're gonna need to pray for you. Smoked ribs, smoked brisket, burgers, dogs, potato salad, baked beans, jambalaya with shrimp, sausage, and chicken. That jambalaya sounds amazing, dude. Barbecue chicken, baked a lemon cake, and top it off with a nice Steve Weiser. Oh yeah. Okay. Who do I think's taking the pin? Probably Chris Sabin. Either Chris Sabin or Humberto Carrillo. That's who I think's taking the pin. Just my guess. It's not going to be Tez. I'll tell you that. Not the actual champion. But yeah, Teflon Don, 5 stars for you. 6 stars of it was in the Tokyo Dome. All right. Riggedy, fresh caught pink salmon and rice. Hey, man. Delicious and nutritious. I like that. Let's see. Yes, indeed. Sophie Dophie, if you like your wrestling history of wrestling facts, subscribe to this channel. We talk about the old days and the new days here on this channel every single time. Let's see. Yes, indeed. Join the family, join the chat, join the fun. This is all what we're here for. We are one big family, one big community. And it's been a fun week with you guys, by the way. Thank you. Thank you so much just for being with me this week. Raw's been fun. We always have fun at NXT. And so it's the best show that people don't talk about. People are watching it, but they don't talk about it enough. And Smackdown here, we're celebrating the 4th of July, and Smackdown coming down to 2 hours, giving us a little bit of our time back. Teflon Don, you're a smart one for that, dude. Cook for the week, not for the night. That's what I'm talking about. George, cheeseburgers and baked potatoes, baked beans, potato salad, barbecue chicken, ribs, potato chip. Man, I just tell you what, I love grilled food, man. It's just great stuff. Great stuff. Okay. Iconics might be a part. Now, I did hear that rumor. I would absolutely love to see the Iconics at Evolution. I've missed them so much, and I don't have the time during the week, right? To watch everything. Oh, did Johnny bail on Saban? Now Saban's alone with Rowan. Oh man, reverse avalanche. Johnny does not want that smoke. He's like, we're good. We're good. You just take care of him. He's not even my partner. I don't even like him. Here comes Rowan. Rowan's getting hyped up. Having a beard will do that to you. Sometimes you get hyped up. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, absolutely. A and B combos, wrestling edition. Without A and B, claw choke slam. I got claw slam, I guess. I don't know. And that's going to be it. Saban takes the pin. I told you it was going to happen. And the Wyatts are victorious. I don't know why we're all so shocked. That's classic Johnny. Yeah, so all right. Yeah, a lot of people talk about NXT, and it's a great, great show. But yeah, got to thank A and B Combos for encouraging me to start this channel. Without them, I would have just been sitting in the chat and wondering what I could do with the love I have for pro wrestling and how that would fit in the world around me. And because of guys and girls like you, and because of people like A and B, I have an outlet for it now, and it's been wonderful. And like my wife's even like joined me on part of it. We get a vignette here for Julia, our new ladies US champion. Real quick, let's see. Oh, George is sharing good news with the chat. Hey, Allison, you want to hear me say this out loud? You went to your orientation at Goodwill in West Louisville and signed up for classes that'll help you get a job. Awesome, dude. That's great, man. Hey, only good things coming down the way for you, George. Stick with that, and you'll get where you need to be. So glad we could at least confirm some of that for you last week. And yeah, absolutely. This is a place, not just a great example. This is just a follow-up from a conversation we had during NXT together as a group. So guys, I'm never going to pressure you guys to share anything about yourselves or what's going on in your life that you don't want to share, because this is the internet after all. However, anytime you guys want to celebrate what's going on in your life with us, we are a space for that. Anytime you're going through it and you just need someone else to go through it with you, we are here for that too. Okay. We are a community, and I was always brought up to weep with those who weep and rejoice with those who rejoice. That is out of the Bible. And that's anyway, it's part of who I am. As Tiffany, our WWE women's champion, is coming out of the ring. So we're going to find out who she's challenging. She forgot to change into real clothes, which she normally does forget to do, but it's okay. She's the champion. Absolutely. It's been a great, great and I'm catching up here, and I'm going to catch up on these comments when we hit commercial, which is about to be any second now. And here we go. All right, let's catch up. Let's see. I do miss the Iconics too, George. Sophie, do you see Natalia's going to wrestle and Evolve this week? That is great. Here's the thing about Natalya. Natalya, one of the best women's wrestlers on the roster as far as actual wrestling goes, right? She's a Hart, she's from the Hart family, but she's been with the company for so long. She's kind of wrestled everybody. And so I love it that she takes a trip to NXT every once in a while. She's going to be in Evolve now, because she's probably working with some of those ladies anyways, and that she can provide star power to a place like Evolve. And it could be believable that maybe she could be Evolve champion for a little bit, or if not, she could put over Evolve talent too. And that's not a demotion. She is a trainer, coach, performer, so she's somebody, we always talk about there's some people who would always have a job, and we all got shook up with that when Truth got let go. But Natalya definitely seems like an always going to have a job person, because she's so versatile in her role at WWE. She can be on camera. She can be behind the scenes. She can be in the Performance Center. She can be at Evolve or Raw, SmackDown, Evolution, whatever. She can be whatever they want them to be. And when you can do that at a job, that is the best job security you can have if you want to stay at a place. So my 2 cents on that. Justin Allen Crane wants to see Inamura versus Eric Rowan. We need more Inamura versus the big boys of WWE. I'm talking Inamura versus Ivar, which we had it on Speed. That was what opened my eyes to Inamura, honestly, and to Ivar a little bit, if I'm being honest. Inamura versus Otis, Inamura versus Obo, which we're going to be getting. We had Inamura versus Jasper Troy this past week. Like these big, thick dudes. Like, yeah. I wish Big E could come back. I understand that he can't, but if he could, come on, dude. Inamura and Big E would be loving it. We would be loving it. We'd be eating for weeks off of that. Yes, indeed. It has been a fun week here on Marked by Wrestling. Chop that like button. Just rear back and slap it, whether it's Flair, whether it's Wahoo McDaniel back in the day, or Gunther or whatever, or a Big Show. Just shh. Do whatever you got to do to make sure that like button gets hit. How do I know A and B? I met A and B in a Bible study out here. We were going to church together, and I was their Bible study leader, and I made a wrestling reference during one of our Bible studies. And then after the show, they were like, "Hey, guess what?" And we became friends ever since. Like I started joining the chat not long after that. So anyway, yeah, it was pretty cool. All right. Let's see. What are your thoughts about Jordan Grace and JC Jane pulling double duty for Great American Bash and Evolution? That's great. I mean, Stephanie Vaquer did it for Money in the Bank, and someone else. Well, Americano and Gable both got to wrestle during the weekend. But so I don't want that to be a regular habit for every show. However, it does work. It did work at Worlds Collide. And so, it is what it is. All right. So let's see. Tiffy time back to commercial. Yes, I see. I miss my mom too, George. I lost my mom a couple of years ago. Still think about her all the time. Natalia. Oh, she also wrestled in Reality of Wrestling. Okay, bro, that's awesome. Coach and mentor. You're going to go watch some movies on Tubi. Hey, Tubi's a great economical streaming service for sure. It's got some great stuff and some, if you just want to watch it and laugh at it stuff, it's just good too. Do I see any women of Evolve being a part of Evolution? Maybe in the Battle Royal, but probably not anywhere else. Inamura versus Reed. Yes, I knew I was forgetting someone, Justin. That's a money match for me right there. That's a take my money match. Do I know what time it is? Is it time for a question, my father? Please let me know. Inamura Rowan. Yeah, absolutely, man. Come on, dude. Let's see. He is going to like this. His girl AJ Lee teases an in-ring return. Oh boy. Inamura and Keith Lee. Oh my gosh, that would be wild. Oop. Sorry. Okay. Keith Lee, man. I hope he's all right. I know he was going through it during the peak COVID times. And we got Drew and Randy Orton. George, your dream match is Stephanie, Rhea, or Stephanie and Io. Well, I think we'll get both of those matches probably in the next year, George. So you'll be a happy camper. AJ signs for one more year, which could be AJ Styles' retirement year, by the way, because AJ has gone on record saying he doesn't want to wrestle when he's 50. He is 48. And, well, that just leaves one full year left pretty much. I don't know when he turns 49, but yeah, he'll be wrapping it up. Jelly Roll starting a storyline. I don't really want to. No. Oba versus Eric Rowan. Yeah, I'd watch it. I'd watch that. I like Jelly Roll as a what do you call it? A celebrity cameo. I don't want a full story though. So that's what you meant. What time is it, George? I mean, Modfather, my bad. Actually, Tiffany Stratton's gear looks like Blake Monroe's gear from a couple of weeks ago. Got shrunk in the wash. Vaquer and Masha, that's also been. Yeah, Ray's got to be hanging it up at some point. I mean, nobody's immortal, but Ray is close. Who's here? Screen, it went dark. Oh, here comes Jade. I mean, Jade's already got a match at SummerSlam for Queen of the Ring. So here she comes. Okay. Well, at least one of them is a little bit dressed like a royalty. Her gear is a little more regal than Cody's. So there's there. Now, let's see. Yeah, you know what, Rickardy, for AJ, I would love in that last year for him finally to mix it up with TNA one more time. Because if he's going to be retired, he needs to get that victory lap. I mean, Jade's got to be at Evolution, right? Like, she's one of the most, at least in WWE's eyes, one of their most marketable women right now. I mean, I feel like she's still lacking some in the ring compared to some of her contemporaries, but listen, she's money, and that will always buy you a seat at the table. So surely she could have some kind of match at Evolution. And the thing is she can't be in the Battle Royal because she's already got a title. She's already got a title match. I mean, do you put Jade and Naomi together there while she still has the briefcase? Okay. Guys, Jade, I don't know. I don't want to hate on Jade. Oh my. Well. Trish Stratus is here. So I guess we're getting Tiffy and Trish Stratus at Evolution. I wouldn't think of any other reason why she'd be brought out right now. I drive a Trish Stratus. Sorry, it's an old SNL joke. Co-opted for Trish Stratus. I'll be honest, I'm not super hyped about Trish and Tiffany. I mean, I'm sure it'll be fine, but like, I don't always love title matches where it feels like the ending is a foregone conclusion. Not a bone in my body thinks Trish will walk out WWE champion. This feels like a vacuum of charisma. I'm not loving this promo segment. Listen, all these ladies have a lot to give in the ring. They all look great. Oh boy. I'm not drawn into the promo here. So I'm just waiting this thing out. I'm sorry. Every time we have an Evolution, do you guys think they're going to bring out a legend and be like, you paved the way? You know? I don't know what the next segment is, George. This one's still going on. All right, you know what? Some of y'all don't need to have your kids see you become a champion because you don't need to be wrestling anymore. I don't want Goldberg to let his kids see him be a champion. He can stop. Cena doesn't have kids, so it doesn't matter. But like, yes. Just couldn't say it any better myself, Sean. In this segment now, I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, not a lot pushes me to the edge as a fan, you know. I tend to rationalize things out and think things through. But if we get to the end of SmackDown tonight and I realize there's a talent who didn't get any camera time because of the length of that segment, well, I'm not going to be happy. Wendy Richter paved the way for Io Sky. Fabulous Moolah paved the way for Io Sky, although they won't admit that anymore. Mae Young, Mildred Burke, Queen of the Ring. Oh, gosh. Trish, Goldberg. Well, there's Tala Tonga. Next to Tonga Loa. You got Tala Tonga, Tonga Loa, and I don't know where, and then JC is mid. So I crack myself up. Yeah, there you go. Although the setup here with the Temu Bloodline with the U.S. title there is pretty good staging. It's a pretty good look. I don't mind a Trish match every once in a while either, Sophie. It's it being a title match that I have a problem with. Trish and Tiffy one-on-one, if Tiff wasn't the champion, would have been fine too. I'd have been okay with that. I don't need these legends and title matches because I'm not anti-legend. But coming up next, we got Andrade and Phoenix versus Fraxium. That should wash the boredom out of our minds with that last segment, though, at least. And now, pause. All right, so yeah, So my issue with with Legends is them getting title matches. I didn't need Cena to win 17. I mean, like and I know I'm probably it's online makes it sound like I'm a minority voice in that, but I didn't need his retirement year to be him holding the belt for most of it and doing like 80s level heel work. I don't need Goldberg to come back and have a retirement match where he's challenging for the title. Don't need Trish to come back and challenge for a title. But that doesn't mean that I can't tolerate them coming back and having matches. It's fine. I don't want that. I don't want to see it. Because all these people like one, on the one hand, you have sub legends who like just kind of need to hang it up at some point, and other ones who are like, yeah, you can put on a good match, you can put on an entertaining show, the crowd's happy to see you, but like you don't need to be the dominant personality in the discussion. You don't need to be in the A stories, you know? So yeah, if you're not going to be in there, you know, if you're not going to be as present as frequently as, let's say, a CM Punk or a Cody Rhodes, like you can take some time off, and I'll make an exception for Roman because Roman's still relatively young. Other than those guys, like if you're gone longer than them, then no, don't bring them back and put me in title matches, especially if you're not gone due to injury. You're just gone because you don't wrestle anymore. You know, like I'm not for that. There's just too much talent nowadays to take that time away from others. And I don't normally like to be the one who complains about that, but since we're reducing airtime now by SmackDown going back to 2 hours, which is fine, just means that time is a lot more valuable. So if we get through tonight and we don't get any advancement with Aleister Black and R-Truth, that's going to be a problem to me. Like if we continue like this, like all we got was a vignette from Julia. She could have squashed some girl in the ring. She could have had a squash match, you know. That would have been great. And you know, the tag division, thankfully the tag division is getting quite a bit of shine tonight. You've got Braxium and Andrade and Phoenix having a match here in a minute. You had the Wyatts and the whole rest of the division. Now they are all being smushed together, but you know what? At least they're all getting on camera together. So I'll give them that. But here's the thing: when you complain about 3 hours and they hear your complaints and they make the changes, I'm not saying they made that change because of us, but it is something that's happening, then you're going to lose something out of that. And I will say, when Raw was 3 hours before they went to Netflix, they had that thing totally figured out. Those 3 hours very rarely to me ever felt like a 3 hours, you know? And so they really had their roster addressed. They had multiple feuds running. People got airtime, and then they went to Netflix and they started cutting time. And people were like, yay, you know, it's not so long anymore. But the thing is, when it's not so long anymore, then people start complaining. Man, they're burying this guy. They forgot about this girl. Like, she's not on TV anymore. He's not on TV anymore. And like, you just can't have it both ways. I mean, I don't think the main roster has the discipline. Not even the discipline, but like, I think the main roster has more entitlement because of all those superstars have achieved since it's the big show, no pun intended. But since it is the main roster, that they're not just going to sit down and take orders like NXT, which is very meticulously booked. We see that every single week. NXT, everybody gets a little something one way or another. They get a backstage segment with Ava, or they get a match, or they get a on location promo, or they get some kind of vignette. You know, they get something going on. Like you very rarely see somebody go missing from NXT unless they're injured. So I don't know. Maybe SmackDown in time might go to 3 hours. I don't know what's going to happen, but yeah. So anyways, let's see. Yeah, I mean, long promos, and I'm not criticizing long promos. I was criticizing that long promo. Oh gosh, come on, resume the episode. Let's go. That promo segment wasn't good. I don't mind long promo segments as long as they're good. But here's Trish walking along, and there's Jade trying to act like she didn't just try to dog her out in front of everybody. Well. Dude, I kind of love Naomi turning into a Batman villain, basically. She's just Jade's not a very good actress. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be so hard on her. You know what? Something that I didn't. You know what? Something that I didn't notice. You pointing out they didn't get a TV entrance, and I said they cut the Wyatt entrance for commercial break too. Here's the thing. That's probably part of cutting down to 2 hours. Is some people aren't going to get entrances anymore. I think that's going to be part of it. Is that some people are going to get commercial break entrances. Oh, I 100% believe Jade will beat Naomi. And will continue to beat Naomi. The only time Naomi is going to beat Jade, I think, is if she's cashing in on Jade being the champion. And that's the way I would want it to. I have to say, Phoenix and Andrade versus Fraxium. Fraxium is just one entrance, but Andrade and Phoenix is two entrances. So if you really wanted to save time, give Fraxium the entrance and have Andrade and Phoenix in the ring already. But whatever. I don't care that much now that I think about how we cut an hour off the show. But the entrances aren't so bad as unless we're cutting the Wyatts or like a Penta, somebody whose entrance is very much a part of the thing. No, I don't think Naomi's putting her briefcase on the line. There's absolutely nothing to suggest that she would be goaded into doing that. Like she's crazy. It's her ticket to a title match. Like, no, I don't think she would do that. It wouldn't make a lot of sense. I'll say that. So the case is basically, I mean, I only saw it there for a second because I was catching up with you guys, but basically it's got caution tape on it. I mean, it's like black and yellow. So it's kind of what you would think. Oh yeah, they're absolutely going to reunite the Lucha Brothers at some point. I just don't know when, because it seems like they've got a good singles plan for Penta right now. I was a little surprised to see Phoenix already in the tag division and for him to have a another tag partner already, but that's fine. Andrade's that's a good use for Andrade too. So like, for instance, here's somebody we haven't seen or heard from at all tonight. Mello. No Mello, no word from Mello, no nothing from Mello. George, you had mentioned that earlier this week too. That's a possibility. I don't know when we'll get Bianca back, but I absolutely think she'll. I think she'll come back to whatever Naomi's doing. I think. All right, so we got Jimmy Uso and Jacob Fatu against Solo and JC Mateo later tonight as well. Now, what was I going to say? I don't remember. Oh, Bianca. Like, if it were me, let's get Naomi to cash it. So let's get Jade to beat Tiffany. Let's have Jade beat Tiffany at SummerSlam. Let's have Naomi cash in at SummerSlam after that match. And then the night after, or the SmackDown after, Naomi's gloating, and then Bianca comes back to challenge Naomi. So then we have Bianca and Naomi for the title. And then, you could put Jade in there for a triple threat match, but I wouldn't elevate Jade until she learns how to cut a better promo. She still sounds like the creator wrestler for my. She's been cutting them My Rise promos, not my cup of tea. Not my cup of tea at all. 252. All right. Sorry, I'm just going to rewind back while we are talking. All right. So I can look at Jade's briefcase really quick. Sorry, Naomi's briefcase. Okay. So Naomi's briefcase basically looks like, remember when Owen Hart was in the Nation of Domination and he was all the black and yellow gear? Her briefcase basically looks like that. It looks like Owen Hart from the Nation of Domination threw up on it. Which, I mean, that's a little crass. I'm sorry. But anyway, yeah, that's basically what it looks like. So hopefully, Rickety, that satisfies it for you. But yeah, black base with yellow caution tape, like stickered all over it. But yeah. Yeah, that's right. So Money in the Bank next year is going to be in New Orleans because Vegas stole WrestleMania from them, or TKO decided to take WrestleMania back to Vegas again next year. And so Money in the Bank will be at the end of August. It'll be after SummerSlam. So that is something there. So anyway, George, I mean, to each his own. I actually kind of like Naomi's better than Seth's. I mean, Seth is kind of clean looking. And it sort of fit his outfit. I'd be curious if he customizes it every week to look like his outfit. That would be awesome. especially if he's not going to be like keeping it for that long, is going to cash in, say, SummerSlam or something. I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know what WWE will do with the briefcase, how long they'll hold them. I do know, I mean, dirt sheets have been reporting, right, that Triple H is not a fan of Money in the Bank as a concept. So I could see, cash-ins happening quickly or getting nullified or not being kept for very long. And that's the thing, is that, like, I get it. So Hunter wants to, I can understand if Hunter just wants to kind of do away with it, like have a quick title change or have somebody fail and then we move on. Like Drew last year, we tried to cash in same night, got screwed over. That's done. No more Money in the Bank for that year. Now with the concept now, I just wish it would. I just wish they would tell stories with it. And sometimes it doesn't matter to me if someone wins with it or if they lose with it or whatever. But as long as they tell a story with it, like Edge, the first time Edge cashed in, like he held onto that thing for a while, right? Punk using the first time Punk cashed in was a great time too, cashing in on Edge, ironically, who just got the brakes beaten off of him by Batista. And so that was a great time for that. Randy Orton and cashing in on Daniel Bryan at SummerSlam was also a good storytelling of that. And they teased that before it happened and everything too, leading up to it, that he could strike, and having Triple H turn on Bryan at that point as well has a thing to do with it. So yeah, well, they confirmed Cody versus John Cena at SummerSlam at King of the Ring. Yeah, sometimes they do, Sophie, but that's what I'm saying, is like, as long as that's something they keep doing, I don't mind them having it. I just know that they've said Hunter doesn't enjoy it all that much. So it makes me, sorry guys, it makes me wonder if he just burns the briefcase every once in a while, so it's something he doesn't have to account for. Because it is hard to tell stories with someone who basically has an immediate, anytime title shot on their person at all times without just being like, well, why wouldn't they just cash it in right now? I have no idea. If this could work, but let me put on the fantasy booking glasses really quick. Here's something I would do. I would have Sami Zayn win the Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Sami Zayn wins the world title at SummerSlam, maybe from Seth Rollins. I don't know. It doesn't matter who. Sami Zayn holds the title. Maybe he even trades the title with Gunther or somebody else during the summer. He doesn't have to have one sustained, uninterrupted reign. Sami holds on to the title through SummerSlam, and Kevin Owens wins Money in the Bank, and Kevin cashes in on Sami. That's like a 7 or 8 month story, more than that, but I think using the briefcase to continue the Kevin Sami saga would be a lot of fun. That's all I'm saying. Between Seth and Naomi, if one of them was going to fail, I would predict that Naomi fails. Well, you know what? I don't know, because I could see Naomi failing because they want Jade to win, right? And I'm just assuming she would be cashing in on Jade because that's what I keep calling for. Seth could fail too, though, if Roman or Punk were to get involved. So that's a possibility, because Seth, he hasn't failed his cash in, but he has been interrupted once already. Massive frog splash by Phoenix. Wow. On Frazier. Sorry, I haven't been calling this match at all, which I feel kind of like I'm disrespecting Fraxium and Andrade and Phoenix. I don't know that WWE screws around with people's predictions, but I do think sometimes they hear dirt sheet reporting. I think sometimes they leak bad information to dirt sheets to not to embarrass them, but they leak wrong information. Yeah, I know. I don't want Naomi to fail. I'm not going to walk off set if she fails, but man, I just don't want. Sometimes, and Vince was notorious for this. Super kick into the suplex, the golden ratio. Only two, but oh, what a great breakup by Andrade. Frazier was trying to hold off Andrade, but Andrade just crushed, bull rushed Frazier right into the pin. Yeah, a woman hasn't failed yet, but that doesn't mean this year will be the first time. I'm sorry, are we at commercial? Sorry, I'm just coming back here real quick. Anyway. Let's see. Sorry, I'm going back a little bit. We are in commercial. Okay. All right. I wasn't looking at the screen, but it sounded like we went to commercial for a second. So I'm going back. All right. Okay. Let me know when we're back, guys, because we were just sitting here talking about Money in the Bank cash-ins. One real pet peeve I have had, like 3 or 4 failed cash-ins. Sophie, you're about right about that because Sandow failed, Corbin failed, Drew failed, and I think Cena failed. Anyways, so yeah. Oh, Vince. I was gonna say one thing I think Vince was notoriously bad at was refusing to capture the lightning in a bottle if a talent got over sort of without his permission. If somebody went out there and did that, like if they went out and people just got think like Zack Ryder, for instance, Matt Cardona, if they went out and got popular, like sometimes I think he just won't capitalize, right? But I don't know that Hunter's like that. I think that's one way where Hunter is different. I think Jey Uso got over that way. Now I will say I don't know what to think of how Triple H views LA Knight, because LA Knight and Jey Uso are very similar in my eyes in terms of connecting with the crowd majorly over. And he strapped the rocket to Jey Uso, and he's kept LA Knight on the back burner. Here's some mid-card titles for you, but we're not going to bring you all the way up. You know what I mean? So I just hope that they are smarter than that with Naomi, because I don't think Naomi was expected to be I don't think he was expected he was expecting Naomi to get over like she has. So hopefully he will make pivots when necessary. I think he does, but it is what it is. All right. Let's see. Let me just SmackDown's back. Shoot. All right. Coming back up. Yeah, Triple H was never cashed in on. That's right. Someone said something I wanted to. Modfather had his question of the night. Ladies and gentlemen, Modfather's question of the week. Would you rather be in the main event of SummerSlam, have the World Championship for the year, or be the Iron Man of the Royal Rumble? Main event of SummerSlam, have the world title for a year, or be the Iron Man of the Royal Rumble? I would say world title for a year, man. I'm a prestige guy. I would want that. Man, Phoenix backflipped off the top over Frazier, and they almost had a bit of a collision there. I mean, they did have a little bit of a collision. But I'm gonna say world title. Iron Man of the Rumble would be a great accolade to have, but man, oh man, that just makes me breathe heavy just thinking about it, dog. I'm sitting here like thinking about being the Iron Man of the Rumble. Dude, that would be so hard. Okay, we got a whole diversity of answers here. Rickardy says Iron Man. Sophie says world title. George says SummerSlam. Yeah, actually, that was a very pleasant question, Modfather. So thank you for bringing a pleasant question. And Axiom comes in and breaks up a pin Andrade's trying to make. Yes, they are. All three are hard to do. Oh my gosh, what a chop from Andrade. Belt does hold a lot of weight. It's true. I have a question for you guys. What is your favorite title belt of all time? Spanish Fly off the top from Axiom. And now here comes, is it the Phoenix Splash from Frazier? That's academic unless Phoenix can get in. Wow, what a breakup. Phoenix comes in, steps on Frazier to break up the pin, and then catches Axiom in a code breaker off of it. George says Winged Eagle. Okay. Yeah, I think we're going to get Asuka and Io eventually. This is awesome, Chance from Pittsburgh. Knowing how late in the game we are for this taping, that's a real testament to both of these men and these tag teams. And you know what? Call me. Oh my gosh, that boot into the back elbow, and then Phoenix walks the ropes with the knee to the head. Man, plancha out of the ring, and then the message from Andrade. They might beat for Axiom clean, dude. Okay. Andrade and Phoenix win the match clean. Phoenix must have family in the crowd. He just jumped. He just jumped the barricade and hugged somebody so hard. Listen, I was just about to say, call me crazy. I know we were like feeling the Andrade Mello best of 7 stuff. I think Andrade's really found his gear in the tag division. He and Phoenix are cooking, man. Sorry, my voice is a little, squeaky, but I'm for it. I am for it. Give me Andrade and Phoenix and put them in there with the Street Profits, man. Those guys can go. I'm impressed. That's gonna be one of the mark moments for me. Okay, we've got Priest and Black. They got them on screen. Okay, WWE, you're showing me you can manage time. Okay, Black and Truth on SmackDown next week.
Who told you? And while we're at it, who told you that truth is going to be the victim of violence?
All right, listen. It's a tense little conversation, but I want to see Priest in Black. Even if they save that for SummerSlam, I want to see that match. I want to see that match now. But yeah, Andrade and Rey Fenix, man, they are. We're going to have to run it back some more with them, man. Dude, Andrade, and don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that. No, Sophie. I said at the end of the show we were going to have to see who was missing because they were losing time, but they are doing a great job so far. I'm not saying that Andrade was lazy, but I will say that he has seemed rejuvenated, more motivated in these matches with Phoenix. I love that because there was that one spot he just ran across the ring, hit a big boot and spun it around into the spinning back elbow, and that was so clean looking. And part of it, Fraxium is a great team to be in the ring with. But that was just gold. That match was gold. And so yeah, unless the next unless the next 20 minutes, blows my hair back really bad. That's got to be one of the marked moments on the poll tonight. So for sure, was that match. What a surprise. Okay. All right. Let's see. Just coming back. You guys were giving answers about your belts, and then all of a sudden I started looking at this tag match. All right. So George said Winged Eagle was his favorite. Sophie Dophie liked the U.S. title spinner belt. Okay. Sean Swaby, Intercontinental title from the 80s and 90s. You are not alone, my friend. Also one of my favorites. I have a couple more as well that are favorites. Justin Hallen Crane says the Cruiserweight title. Now, is that the WCW Cruiserweight title, the NXT Cruiserweight title, or like light heavyweight title from the early days in the WWF? Curious as to what, or the WWE Cruiserweight title from like 02 to, whatever. Let me know. All right, let's see. Catching up, you guys. Modfather gets another question. Would you rather be part of DX, the NWO, the Main Event Mafia from TNA? The early days of the NWO. Can you hear me now? Guys, let me I'm gonna need to check my mic. It said my mic was that just let me know if you can hear me. Because I'm gonna have to check and make sure my mic settings are still good. Audio. Oh, let's see. Let's see. My sorry everybody, my mic is not showing up anymore. I'm just going to see if I can get it to show up again. There. Okay. All right, everybody. All right. Sorry. A little bit of a technical difficulty. All right. So yeah, early version of the NWO. I would want to be a part of for sure. Now I will say, I definitely would have most preferred, you didn't list this, but I would have said the Horsemen. That was my favorite faction, or Evolution. Horsemen or Evolution would have been my favorite. Can someone let me know when we're back from commercial, by the way? I would appreciate it. Let's see. NWO Wolfpack. That's a good one too. The lightweight from the the lightweight was from the WWF. Yeah. Okay, let's see. I feel like there was something else I was going to say, but yeah. I know, man. I know my mic is not ready to go live for a whole week, man. It's like, please keep me on NXT. Yeah, no doubt. Okay. So I have commercial break. Will you guys let me know when we are back again, please? You guys have done a great job with that this week, by the way, between NXT and tonight with SmackDown. It has been mostly smooth sailing for that, which has been awesome. Could not do this without you guys. So thank you so much for that as well. Yeah, the Horsemen was the elite faction when I was coming up, so they're the ones who did that. So now I will say this. Okay. So the Street Profits versus the Wyatts next week for the titles, and Truth and Aleister Black. So that is a SmackDown before Saturday night's main event. So they're going to be loading up that card, right? So yeah, that'll be big time stuff. I'm going to go ahead and say it now. Andrade and Phoenix should face the winner of that match. All right, so we got Trish Stratus and Tiffany Stratton for Evolution. So that should be fun. Now, and then, okay, so we are getting Jade and Naomi. George, you were right. We are getting Jade and Naomi at Evolution as well. So, Sophie, that's a good question. Which version of the Horsemen? I would say Ric Flair, Arn Anderson, Barry Windham, and Tully Blanchard. I also was a big fan of Ric Flair, Benoit, and Malenko as well. Now, and I will say this version wasn't booked super well, but it's 4 guys that I really liked at the time was Flair, Arn Anderson, Brian Pillman, and Chris Benoit. Those 4 like didn't do much as the Horsemen, but those were 4 really great performers. But yeah, Rickardy right there, Tully and Arn, Barry and Rick. I mean, that is the sort of idolized, enshrined version of the Horsemen that WWE's history has done. But that was a good pick, though. That was all 4 of them probably when they were at their best. So is what it is. All right, so here comes Solo Sikoa and JC Mateo taking on Jacob and Jimmy. Who do you guys having for this match? I'm gonna pick Solo and JC. I think we're gonna see Tala cause some havoc again. I don't think Jacob is getting all his revenge just yet. All right, Steven, let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Oops, sorry. Steve Austin was not part of the Horsemen. No, Steve Austin was in the Dangerous Alliance, which also was a fantastic faction that had Steve Austin, Rick Rude, Larry Zbyszko, and then who else? Arn Anderson, Bobby Eaton, Medusa. Just an absolute great faction there, and Paul Heyman leading the group. Okay, George has Jacob and Jimmy, Justin has Solo and JC. Yes, Jeff Jarrett was part of it briefly. He was, and Kurt Hennig was briefly, but he turned on the group. Yeah, the Nitro years was a weird time for the Horsemen for sure. But yes, George, Sting versus the NWO. That was one of the best angles they had, and talk about fumbling. Absolutely fumbled that story, and that was a gold mine. That story was a gold mine, and they just made the absolute wrong call in how they paid it off. Sting should have dog walked Hogan easily. Are you guys on commercial? Just checking. Let me go back here because we're in the last 10 minutes here. Yeah, let's see. All right. Show's still live for you guys, yeah? Yeah, there were a lot of people who were both Horsemen and NWO at different points in their WCW career. Yeah, oh gosh, WWE totally fumbled the invasion. We're still in the match, okay. 11 minutes left, okay. Oh man, no, yeah. Sting NWO storyline was so good. They had like almost 18 months worth of story leading up to that title match and then just botched it. It was so upsetting. So upsetting. Yeah. Okay. Let me know when you guys hit commercial. Okay, perfect. All right, I just caught up with you guys right immediately. Thank you, Jack, for that one. DX and Nation in the early 90s. Yeah, so the funny thing about that one, oh gosh, I'm so glad they don't tape Smackdown weekly. I couldn't be on the internet. I wouldn't be able to watch anything live. I mean, live streaming is hard enough, but at the same time, like to be not spoiled would be crazy. Yes. So going back, I can't necessarily say I appreciate it now, but at the time when I didn't know any better, DX doing those parodies of the Nation, not all of them were funny, right? Like putting blackface on X-Pac to be Mark Henry wasn't really that funny. But Road Dogg doing D'Lo Brown, I thought was hilarious. Bringing in, I think his name was Jason Sensation, the Owen Hart impersonator, was so good. He was really funny as well. So good. And then they also mocked the corporation one time too. But for some reason, that one's a little harder to find. Oh man, WCW revealing the episodes of Raw, revealing the spoilers of Raw. That didn't really, I mean, I felt like that was unnecessary, you know? Yeah, man, when The Rock kicked out Farouk out of the nation. Man, back when Rock was like a real heel, like he had not yet really caught on to the love of the fans yet as a heel. Sorry, I'm starting to get a little hiccupy here in the night. So, but we're almost there, guys. We're in the last few minutes of the show. So great stuff. It's not, I'm not a nugget. I'm a black heart. The Ministry of Darkness. I did not care for the Ministry of Darkness. I'll say this, in hindsight, I'm really glad that I'm really glad that it elevated so much talent. You think about Farouk got another run. It put JBL where JBL could be. It elevated Edge and Christian and others as well. But yeah, as an actual faction, I didn't really care for it. They always made fun of the Dungeon of Doom, in WCW, but the Ministry was kind of hokey too. Although, timeout, the Undertaker's theme in those days with like the metal guitar, one of Undertaker. I don't know that Undertaker when he was doing Dead Man or Ministry stuff never had a bad theme. His Biker Taker stuff, some of those themes were just for me, but everything else, all of his Dead Man music themes were great though. All right. To take us home with a question of the night, our mod father is asking everybody if you could pick one person to be in a tag team with from the chat, along with a manager, who would it be? Okay. Teflon Don says it'll be him and Rickardy with Sister Sophie as the manager. Oh man, that's a good question. Let's see. Who would I pick? Well, I gotta have somebody who's gonna, rock with me and all the history and the memories. So I'm gonna say me and George, and I'm gonna say Mrs. Marked by Wrestling is gonna be our manager, because if you've never heard her, y'all have never heard her cut a promo in real life. She can cut a promo better than the rest of them. So yeah, I might talk a lot on these things, but I tell you what, if we're getting in the ring and grabbing a mic, she's gonna cut you down to size. She'll make you cry. Boom. And she heard me too, and she validated it. Yes, Undertaker's pretty solid. I tell you what I want to see, looking at this feud right now, if we can get Jacob and Solo in a cage where Solo can't run away, that would be a fun match to watch. And then you keep all the other Temu bloodline out. All right, I got you, George. I gotta let y'all know, because if she chooses to let y'all know, it's game over. Fire on that mic. Avalanche in the corner. You know what? I don't know. So a lot of you guys are probably too young to remember King Kong Bundy in his prime. But King Kong Bundy's finishing move was an avalanche. So, King Kong Bundy, like 400 pounds, would just throw a dude in the corner and just rush and just bam, just like throw his whole body on him. And it's kind of fun seeing guys like Jacob Fatu and like Braun Breaker, like the big, like meaty dudes who are also fast, still use the avalanche. They don't call it that on commentary, but that's what it is. And oh yeah, always a big fan of that. I need a Bundy figure, like the old LJN ones, the big rubber ones. Yeah, but we're gonna have to get super chats up, and we're gonna have to get a lot of super chats before I can start getting some more stuff on the set here. Bam, hip attacks from Jacob Fatu. Where is Jimmy? Is he just done? Was I sitting here talking about tag teams? Swanton from Jacob. Man, Jacob can do just about anything, man. Be submission wrestlers all day, Sophie. Justin picks A and B. Oh, yeah. A with B as his manager. Yeah. There's Jimmy. Super kick. All right. They're on the same page. Holds the rope down, and he spills out and drops JC Mateo. Suicide dive from Solo. I mean, on to Solo. Jacob looks a little bit gassed, but, I mean, you know, when you're all gassed, no breaks, I imagine it happens. Oh, no. Jacob's got that sting spot where he does, like, the stinger splash, but, like, cracks his head on the post. Love that. Oh, good. Shotzi's doing house shows. Okay, great. Boom. Implant DDT, or Impaler DDT, rather, from Jacob. Okay, here comes the moonsault. Boom. Love it. He's got 3. That's that. Jacob just straight up pins Solo just like that in the tag match. And Jimmy and Jacob are victorious. And that, I think, is going to do us in for SmackDown tonight, unless they got something here in the last couple of minutes. Hey, once I get super chat, yeah, listen, that's going to be that's on the menu, Sophie. If I can get super chats going and we can really get rocking and rolling with this channel, I absolutely will want to go to a show or two, go to a con, things like that. Oh, Jacob wants to go. Oh, he wants to go table hunting. He's not done with you yet. It was kind of a quick match, Sophie. You're right. It was less than 10 minutes, especially if you chop off the commercial time. Wait, I see the apron moving. Was somebody under the ring? Oh, here comes Tala. Chokes him and throws him off the top rope. Now Jimmy's got hands for Tala. And he's going to try. But here comes Tonga. Oh, man. Snug big boot from Tala right into the face of Jimmy. And now Jimmy and Jacob, well, Jimmy's about to get. Oh, and here comes JC's finisher. Well, Jimmy and Jacob are now, it's that numbers game. That numbers game always coming into play. Oh, man, a neck breaker off the apron onto the floor. Sorry. Channel mascot issue. Everybody's okay, though. Hey, Freebird rule, Rickardy. I'm with it. Now they're holding Jacob. Numbers game, man. They're going to need more help. Yeah, Tama Tonga's still not back yet. So there's still one more Tongan out there. But Jimmy and Jacob do not have any help. Could anybody come help them? Oh, they're about to shield powerbomb Jacob through the table. Oh, man, here we go. Poor Jacob. Well, when you're the monster, eventually the monster comes after you. Yeah, well, you know, Teflon Don, we've got Tala Tonga, we got Tonga Loa, and now I think we're going to have Mid Tonga, which Tonga Loa is kind of mid. JC Mid Teo. Yeah. So we've got Tala Tonga, Tonga Loa, and JC Mid Teo. Those are our 3 sizes of bloodline. But that is the show, everybody. Thank you so much for the pre-recorded experiments this week between NXT and SmackDown. So much fun. Drop your ratings in the chats and your thoughts on the 2-hour SmackDown. How do you feel about it going forward? And I will put marked moments in the poll on the YouTube channel later today. And you can go there. But I'm going to say right now, I think one of the poll choices is going to be that Andrade Phoenix tag match. I don't want to, I'm honestly thinking of, what I don't particularly love was, it was fast. I give you that. And that's a nice feeling. I didn't love the ladies world title segment at all. But also, we've got the return of Drew McIntyre. We've got some more matches scheduled for Saturday night's main event and for Evolution. Evolution's shaping up as a card. We got Charlotte and Alexa as a tag team now. We have Charlotte smiling. So there's all kinds of interesting developments here. And then, of course, the Wyatt family just taking on the whole tag division. So, anyways, we'll go through it. 10 out of 10 Sammy Sharks for Justin Hellencrane. Teflon Don, our mod father. God bless you, sir. Stream 10 out of 10. You're a 10 out of 10, my friend. The questions of the night were 10 out of 10 for sure. George, old faithful George, giving it a solid 8.5. 10 out of 10 for the stream. Thank you, George, so much. For the first 2 hours, for the first 2 hours was an 8 out of 10. I think that's good. I think I'm going to go 7.5. A good show. I felt like that Stratton Stratus Jade segment just was too long. I'm only a little bit disappointed that Mello was not seen or heard on the show at all. However, that small, and I do mean small criticism aside, I thought they balanced a lot of the talent, shows, story, and all that across the 2 hours, that even if everybody didn't get a match, other than Mello, most everybody was seen. The Wyatts were seen. The tag division was seen. Even Phoenix and Andrade were seen. Fraxium was seen. Cody, Randy, not Cena, because you know why. But Drew returns. Aleister Black and Damian Priest. Now, we didn't see R-Truth, but he was mentioned. He was the subject of that conversation. So I'm going to count that. Jimmy and Jacob, Solo and the Tongan bloodline. Naomi. Naomi shows up again as well, among others. I mean, the Secret Harvest there, Meechin and BFAB there, Charlotte and Alexa. So listen, they were able to cram a lot into the show for cutting an hour off the runtime. So I'll give them credit there. I just do think that women's title segment did not cook anywhere close to what Io and Rhea did on Monday. I'll tell you that right now. And they didn't even have a legend to lean on in that segment. They just carried it by themselves. So yeah, Raw definitely has the superior women's division to SmackDown in regards of star power right now. For that, I'll say. But it was solid. It was a solid show. I'm not going to stay too critical. And also, since it's a holiday, I'm going to go rejoin the family. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for rocking with me this week. I'll definitely see you on Tuesday for SmackDown. Not SmackDown. I'll see you on Tuesday for NXT. And I am also going to be with you for Great American Bash. And I haven't decided yet if I'll go live for Evolution or not. I think I may, but I haven't decided. So we will figure that out. And when either on Tuesday or early on Saturday for the Bash, I will absolutely let you know. We'll also have some more 2K streaming this week, next week, you know what I mean, as well. More tournaments lined up for that. And maybe I'll do some GM or some My Rise or some, what you want to call it, what's that stupid mode called? Universe mode. There we go. Maybe we can do that as well. Enjoy your 4th, everybody. Eat well, stay healthy, stay joy-filled. Don't let this fandom, this passion, this hobby of ours that we share together get infiltrated by cynicism or jaded feelings for stuff that disappoints you. Always remember to focus on the things that bring you joy, because I mean, that's what we do here together. Like, we have joy and we share joy in the things that we love about wrestling. Appreciate you so much, Rickardy. Now then, forever marked. I love it. And we'll say goodnight with our mantra that we always share together, that being a mark just means you believe. Believing makes wrestling better. And so go make wrestling better with your fandom, with everything you watch. I will see you guys on Tuesday right back here for NXT. Love you guys. Have a great and wonderful holiday.